Hi there, YouTube. Today I'd like to talk about how it's wrong to drag a politician's children into the spotlight. Well, I'm sure you can guess who I'm specifically talking about. I'm talking about President Trump's son, Barron. He has been consistently mentioned on news and in social media, and here I am doing a video about him as well, but I hope you forgive this one. And for no reason whatsoever. It started out with a tweet from the SNL writer saying about how he's going to be the first homeschooled shooter or something, which is hilarious because he's not homeschooled. But at a basic level, now, here's a shock for you. I live in England, therefore, don't live in America. And I do not know the name of ex-President Obama's children. Now, that's not because I don't watch television or I don't listen to the news or anything like that. But I do not know their names. Now, because I don't live in America, I don't know if they are constantly or were constantly on television or in the news. I would suggest not. Please comment below if they were constantly plastered all over television and correct me. But I dare say if they were mentioned, it would either have been in a positive light or it would have been because they were, going somewhere with the president, going somewhere with the first lady, etc. They were very much not news themselves, certainly not in any negative way. And this may be because they are female. I couldn't even tell you their ages, so I presume they were underage when they started, and now they're overage. I genuinely don't know. And I haven't looked it up specifically because this is just the general zeitgeist in that we don't know and we don't need to know. Ex-President Obama, ran America and did whatever he did, and that was the thing that mattered. The First Lady, Michelle Obama, she had her role in the public office, which she did, so that mattered. The kids did nothing. They didn't open fate. Well, maybe they did, again, I don't know. But certainly in the wider world, we were not aware of anything that they did. As far as I know, they didn't go and open schools, they didn't do photo opportunities, etc., etc. They were irrelevant, not necessarily as people, but they're irrelevant as an event. And they're kids. We don't care. We shouldn't care. They're nothing to do with us. It's not their fault that their parents, were in the White House. And it's exactly the same with Barron Trump. It's not his fault that his father is president. He should not be held up for good or bad at all. In the UK, we have politicians. We don't know what their kids do. None of them. I haven't got a clue about any of the politicians in the UK. And again, that's not because I'm politically unaware. I know a lot about politics and I know a lot about politicians because it's relevant. But it's just not relevant to have any dealings or knowledge of the president's children. And then we get to the point as well of him being a minor. The kid is 10 years old. So not only is it not his fault that his father is in the White House and he has now been pushed into this situation which he may or may not be comfortable with, that's down to him, but he's 10. He's a child. He's the absolute definition of a child. And the modern day press are supposed to be absolutely obsessed with looking after children. The crimes against kids are meant to be the worst possible crimes, etc., etc., etc. So you would think that the one thing the press would want to do would be to just butt out and keep quiet and not push a child who has, for no fault of his own, become famous or become part of, the first family into the world. It's not his fault. He probably was quite happy being the son of a multi-billionaire, doing his own thing, in all these rich schools and things. That's completely fine. He's got a rich kid. His dad's rich. His parents are rich. Lives the lifestyle. That's fine. That's totally fine. I don't want to know about it. And even if I did want to know about it, it's none of my business. It really is none of my business. All I know about that kid is that he was at the inauguration and he's 10 And that's it. And the only reason I know that is because the news media have showed pictures of him. Okay, he was at the inauguration. He was part of a public event. No problem with him being seen there, you know. No problem with the narrator called Commentator going, and here is Barron Trump looking on bravely as his father. Why he would have said it in an English accent, I don't know. But there we go. But it's absolutely irrelevant, and it's wrong to bring kids into it because the child has no control. He has no power. He has no control over how he is viewed because he will have minders and handlers and things. Probably got a Secret Service bodyguard now for all I know. But it's wrong for people who are not part of the political spotlight or part of any part of social life. If you are the person in the social sphere, you are fair game. It's true. If you're a business person and your business tanks or your business does well, you are fair game. I'll use Steve Jobs. I do not know whether Steve Jobs had kids, and I honestly don't. And maybe I shouldn't have started this topic. Bill Gates. Does Bill Gates have children? I don't know. Do I know about Bill Gates and Melissa Gates? I think it's Melissa. Yes, I do know about them because they run a charitable foundation. He invented Microsoft and all that jazz. Do I know about Steve Jobs? Yes, he created Apple with Steve Wozniak and did all those groovy things. But do I know about their families? No. Do I need to know about their families? No. Should I know about their families? No. Do I have any right to know about their families? No. And it's exactly the same with Barron Trump. You may like him, you may not like him, but it's no reason to splash the poor kid over the internet. You know, he's 10. Life's very confusing when you're a 10-year-old. You literally don't know what's going on. You think you do, but you don't. You are closeted. You are in a bubble. And you're very susceptible to what people think about you, about your family. He will be constantly bombarded, if he takes the time, with people hating on his dad. Do you like Trump? Do you not like Trump? That's irrelevant. He's have people constantly telling him that his dad's nasty, or they agree with him, or they don't agree with him. That's enough for a 10-year-old kid to handle without somebody saying, oh, and by the way, you're front page news. Why would he be front page news? What possible reason has anyone got to make this kid a news item? And the answer is there isn't. And it's disgusting that the modern press are doing that to him. And this is going to hopefully be the only time I ever address anything to do with his kids, because it's none of our business and people should just leave them alone. Demonise Trump all you like. Venerate Trump all you like. That's completely fine. But leave his kids out of it.